Hey, hello.
Good to be here with everybody. We are busting out, going live, making sure we're straight on
Yay.
these platforms. We've been doing there we go.
The
We're making
virtual
sure that we
book
do
tour.
the virtual book tour. This has been
Yes.
it's been amazing, actually. To be able to put the time, effort, and energy, work into this book, and to watch it come to fruition is
Yes.
just off the charts. I mean, what are your thoughts, Lena?
I'm very excited, and it's been just a project that we've been doing for the last 4 months, and it's just seen coming into this like something physical. And yesterday, all the files went for approval. Everything got approved, so everybody pre-order your books because they are coming next week. So we're coming here because we're very excited, and the most important thing, we want to honor Wallace D. Waddles and make sure everybody in the world knows these principles, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to check out the video, get SOGR. I'm putting that here where you can see it on the screen. I want to make sure that you got access to that. As you see it right there, go to getsogr.com. You can see the video that we produced in regards to the science of getting rich, the new the special universal edition. What inspired this? What made us do this? Why is this such a passion of ours? If you paid attention to what Rhonda Byrne did with The Secret, she did an interview on Conscious TV a while ago, and she talked about back in 2004 where she just lost a parent. She was $2 million in debt. She was having an emotional, really like an emotional breakdown. And all of a sudden, her daughter comes to her, her adult daughter, hands her a book and says, read this to make you feel better. She read the book called Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Waddles in 90 minutes. She says after the 90 minutes, it changed her life, inspired her to go launch and go create and launch The Secret. So we can't underestimate that. I mean, you're talking about tens of millions of people around the world have been impacted from this one book, but it's like a hidden secret.
Yeah.
It's like nobody even knows about it. It's like a secret in plain sight. Yeah. Wallace Waddles. And I think because it was written in 1910, that's the issue. Because you're talking about 25, 27 years before Think and Grow Rich, this book was written, and Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill and his ability to self-promote, his ability to get those connections in with those big names. He leveraged that, and that really helped create the exposure for Think and Grow Rich. Wallace Waddles did not do any self-promotions. He just believed in the philosophy. So I listened to the interview with Rhonda Byrne. I came and talked to my wife, Lena. I said, Lena, everybody has to read this book. And when you sat down and read the book, what's the first thing you thought, Lena?
I was in shock because what he was saying, it was so easy. Jay is just mastered the Think and Go Rich book, and I read it, but it was so hard for me in the language and the difficulty on what is the actual key. And for me, it was hard to put it into practice. But when I read this book, it was so simple. Like I felt it was like a blueprint, like a step by step, exactly what I needed to do, how to have faith, and it was just like impact me so deep that I started digging who is Wallace D. Waddles, and it was not that much information out there about him, but seeing different stuff that he have been done, and then kind of tracking back what he did and who took his information and put it in place. Yes. And then knowing about the interview that Rhonda did. And actually, when you mentioned that today, so we been doing The Secret and following The Secret, and I have the apps of The Secret. And actually today in my app in Spanish, the message for the day is saying that Rhonda Byrne utilized The Secret to change her life. But at that moment, in that message that they're sending, they're talking about the science of getting rich.
Yes.
Because when she read that message, that book, yep, the next day she put it in practice, and she utilized it to help herself to let those glasses that she was using to read, and she improved her view in 3 days.
Think about that. Hold on, you gotta stop and get that. So Rhonda Byrne said she was wearing glasses, having problems with their eyes. How many of us know people that wear glasses have problems with their eyes? She said she read The Science of Getting Rich, applied the principles, and in 3 days put her glasses away and never has had to use her glasses since. There's so many angles that come out of this book. Yeah. Again, she's not saying that she's guaranteeing, or the book is saying it's guaranteeing that you're going to have some kind of physical miracle. It's the principles in the book that allows you to think the way that you want to think, and then get the body to work the way it was created to work. You see, our bodies are miracles. You know, there's no supplement, there's no herb, there's no drug, there's nothing that's going to really cure anything in the world outside of your body operating the way it's supposed to operate. And most people don't know is that your immune system is stored in your subconscious mind. Did you even know that your mind had anything to do with your immune system? Well, your entire immune system is stored in your subconscious mind. So if you got bad subconscious programming, which I would estimate about 97 to 98% of the population has bad subconscious programming. And most people are walking around and they're not thinking the way they want to think. When Wallace Wattles said this in this book, when he said in this book, you've got to acquire the ability to think the way you want to think, it's such a simple statement. And you might think as an adult, man, I am thinking the way I want to think because I'm sitting here thinking right now. But is that the way you want to think? Let me help you break this down. If you ever get mad, you don't want to get mad. So you're thinking a way that you don't want to think. If you get sad, you don't want to be sad. So you're thinking a way you don't want to think. So any negatives that go on in your mind are not the way you want to think. So what we have to do is reprogram and create sustained consecutive positive thought, which creates this consecutive positive energy, which changes our environment. So we hear about the law of attraction. Lena came to me a couple of years ago and she was like, we got to watch The Secret again. We got to watch The Secret. We got to watch The Secret, the movie. And we watched it, and Lena every day was going, baby, this law of attraction is the real deal. I'm like, I know I've been training this stuff for years. She goes, no, it's really, 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 really the real deal. And I was like, all right. She goes, but how do we get other people to get how important this is, starting in our own household? So we just decided, as we progress through all the training I've done for the past quarter century, so over 25 years, I've been training people all around the world. They're estimating over 1 million people. Who knows the number, but it's a lot. I have watched people struggle to stay positive. That's the hardest thing for people to do, is to stay consistently positive. And people, the thing they ask me personally all the time is, how are you always so positive no matter what? How are you always so motivated no matter what? Well, I've been studying those master keys, starting with Think and Grow Rich, but I never knew how important it was to read The Science of Getting Rich, which was over a quarter of a century before Think and Grow Rich, which is what I believe inspired and created a lot of the foundations for Napoleon Hill to write Think and Grow Rich. Right. What do you think now that you've read it?
I just think that, in those, was so many years ago, 1910.
I'm sharing, by the way. I'm sharing.
Share, yeah. Make sure you share this with everybody, because what we want to do is a movement. We want to create a movement because we know we can change people in the world.
Yes.
Like everybody. I know that everybody have the feeling that we have to put a little bit of drop to make things different for the next generations. But how are we going to do that? The only way we're going to do that is if we change ourselves first. We cannot be worried about our past. We cannot have issues with our spouse. We cannot have issues with our kids if we're going to be helping somebody else out there. So just knowing how this man so many years ago put that in writing, the principles was there for the beginning of earth. Yes. But nobody actually explaining, like we see it in the scriptures. The principles are there, but nobody explained them step by step, one on one. So what Wallace did, he focused on what was those principles in the world to make everything work for ourselves, and then put them in one book. Before he did that, he himself under every one of these steps, and he proved himself that this was going to work. And actually his daughter, in a letter after he passed away, he wrote saying that his dad actually was the first example, and the proof that all this put it in practice was going to work. And then he wrote it. So it was shocking to me. And I know that if we bring more people into the table and we just share, if you share this with 5 people, we're going to make an impact. So that's the main thing. And also just give to Wallace D. Waddles the honor and the recognition that he deserves. Because I just think that in the world, everybody should know who was he and where he came from. To coming from a poor background and did what he did and impact so many people around the world with these philosophies. Pretty much every philosophy out there about law of attraction and all these success principles came from the writings that he put there.
It did, man. So you're going to see it when you read the book. Now, why is this particular edition so important? So you see like the little gray out right there? That's because this is the author's edition. So this is us approving the book. Why is this edition so important? Because in The Science of Getting Rich, which was written in 1910, that's about 10 years, about a decade before women could vote. So the verbiage in the book is really man-centric. It's talking more from a man's perspective, which is not, if you really have studied Wallace D. Waddles, that's not what he wanted to convey, only talking to men. Excuse me. He wanted it for all humanity. It's just the way of that time in 1910 was male dominant and was talking when a man does this, and if a man thinks this way, if a man thinks that way. So what we did is we removed all that type of verbiage and we just made it to where it's universal, to where, for example, where it says, and a man, we says, and a person, they, not men, is they, and persons and people. So we've removed every connotation of just the masculine portion of the book, and we made it to where both men and women could read it, they could embrace it, which is, there's so many powerhouse women out there today. So when you think about all the women out there today, especially after the pandemic, and everybody working from the home, and women being so important in the world, The Power of a Woman. Y'all remember that book of mine called The Power of a Woman from the perspective of real men? Well, imagine all these women have an opportunity to read a book where they don't have to shave off that, oh, that's talking to everybody. I mean, did you feel that way? What was your thoughts as a woman on that?
When I read it, it was too much the masculinity. And it feels like you have to convert it in your brain. Okay, this applied to me too. You know, I can do it. I am not a man, but I'm a human. So I want to just make sure that, you know, I can put it in my brain too. And I love when my husband came and say, you know, it's important that we put it as a universal for everybody. Yeah. So I think this was a great project because it's inclusive. So anybody can read it and identify themselves that they are available to do this, and everybody can do it. It's just, you just have to put it in practice. It's so easy to read, like fast to read. It's understandable. It's really just take notes. And one thing that is going to be very important for everybody. So the ebook right now is in pre-order. So you can pre-order the book right now. It's on Amazon. And the official launch is going to be in January 15th. So this next Wednesday. June, I'm sorry.
We ain't going on in January.
This next week. So this next Wednesday, June 15, we're going to do the official launch, and you're going to be able on that day to receive on your Kindle or in your app, Kindle app, your digital book, and the same day you're going to be able to order the physical book. And
so right there, the website we got listed there, is that where they can do that?
Yeah, so this is the universal link that is going to take you to the Amazon, because no matter where you are in the world, this link, it will take you to the right Amazon account. And the cool thing about the physical book, that is really important to have it too, is that we have here some worksheets after each chapter. That way you can write down what you really want, to focus this chapter on, and apply every principle and have all that.
Really drive it home. This is very important. So what, like let's look at some of the subjects of the book and tell me if you think this is important to you. We're talking about the right to be rich. So many people feel guilty when it comes to money. I promise you, after you get through reading just that chapter, that's chapter 1, the right to be rich, you're going to be like, all this guilt is going away from you forever. Like, you're going to even see where all the guilt came from, and it's not good. So it's going to be positive to get rid of that. Chapter 2, there is a science of getting rich. Number 3, is opportunity monopolized? 4, the first principle in the science of getting rich. 5, increasing life. 6, how riches come to you. 7, gratitude. What is it? How do you apply it? How do you use it? This is a whole different angle here. 8, and you're going to hear this over and over, thinking in a certain way. Like, you're going to hear that you're going to understand from now on, if you just learn to think in a certain way, nobody's any different than you. If one person's getting wealthy in your city, in your neighborhood, it's because they think in a certain way, and he breaks that down here. Number 9, how to use the will. I mean, have you ever broke down scientifically? Okay, I have a will. How do I use it for my benefit? 10, further use of the will. It's so important. He put another chapter there. 11, acting in a certain way. So you start thinking in a certain way. Then he teaches us how to act in a certain way. 12, efficient action, like you've never heard broke down before. You're going to learn how to stop wasting time like you've never learned that before. You're going to learn. All this time is going to free up to you. You're going to be like, man, I'm getting so much more done in my life. 13, getting into the right business. Wallace will help you pick the career. Are you in the right career? You're going to learn it like right away from this book if you're in the right career. And if you're not, what to do to get into the right career without panicking, without struggling. 14, the impression of increase. 15, the advancing person. So, it's like if you go read a regular Science of Getting Rich, that will say the advancing man. See how important that subject is? The advancing person. That shows you one of the key edits here. 16, some cautions and concluding observations. And then he gives you a summary of the Science of Getting Rich. So that's very compact. Rhonda Burns says she read it in 90 minutes. I think if you're really focused, you can do the same. 90 minutes, maybe a couple hours. Shouldn't take you any more than 4 hours just reading through it. Now, if you want to take notes and scratch and study, maybe a day or two. But once you're done, you're going to be blown away. Now, what we're doing with the book as well is we're putting some special master courses together. That's why you want to stay plugged in to the website I've got here, getsogr.com, because we're going to be including ongoing master classes, information, how to apply, how to utilize. We can change this entire world, in my opinion, strong, educated opinion, with this book.
Yes, I believe that, because there's many things that as a human, in our daily basis, we just look for. Like, we want to be, like you were saying, more efficient. Like, we all have to make money. We all have to work. Yep. Some people work in different industries or whatever it is, but we always are making a calendar.
I'm sharing some more. I'm sharing. Sorry.
We're doing our agenda, and we print all our tasks and things to do. Well, a lot of times, and I even caught myself doing that, writing a bunch of things into a piece of paper or into my notes, and then ended up the day not doing what I said I was going to do. So with the book, it teach me how to get focused on getting my things done too. So, you know,
Yep.
I
True.
believe that in the book, we can compact a lot of things that we've been looking for in our life, like being able to have a great relationship with our spouse, with our kids, with our
Yep.
parents, with our friends, with our own work. Like if we love what we do and we focus our mind into that, we're going to be able to bring more stuff to us. Until we are not open to receive everything, then we're not going to be able to receive it. It will not come to us. And I love how Wallace the Wallace explained that to us. It's just it making it too easy. Like how
Like I said, ladies, you just making it too. It is
you're making
everything.
it
Girl,
really
everything
easy.
about to get simple in your life. You read this book.
Yes, I really like encourage every one of you to grab the ebook right now. Okay, we have this pre-order going on and 99 cents.
99 cents.
99 cents.
Ain't gonna be 99 cents after
The 20. So
after
our
20th won't be.
tour, our virtual book tour is gonna end on the 20th of this month. So make sure you grab your ebook now because the price is gonna go up.
Yep.
On the 15th, we're going to release everything. So the paperback and the ebook, it will be delivered. And you can order right there your paperback. But make sure you do it right there for the ebook because that price is gonna go up. So I really recommend to do that because I just love that.
Let's spread. Here's how you get the ebook. I'm put it on the screen here using technology. All right.
Yes.
mybook.to/SOGR. We created that link because that globally connects all countries through Amazon with that one link. And it's 99 cents. So here's what we're asking. Can you be proactive and help change someone's life? I'm telling you, many of y'all followed my trainings and teachings for years. Y'all haven't heard from me much for the last couple of years. You're about to hear from me all the time. And I'm telling you, the foundation of everything that I'm going to teach from here to the rest of my life is going to be coming from this book. And I'm telling you, my best friend, which is on here, Scott Harris, I told Scott, after I read the book, I was over at his house when I read the book last year. I literally can we go outside on the patio and talk? How many of you ever had something so important, you got to kind of go take a little walk? I had to pull my best friend out. Let me tell you why I had to pull my best friend out. Because I knew that if he didn't read this book, I knew I was about to elevate so much higher emotionally and mentally and spiritually, physically, financially, socially. I knew all the 6 pillars of success. I was going to elevate. I've done a lot in my life, but I'm telling you, I think it just pales in comparison to what I'm going to be able to do with this information. Yeah. So I told Scott, I'm like, Scott, I love you with all I got. You have got to make sure to study and apply this book because I'm going to master this book. I'm obsessed with it already. After I read it one time, and I told anybody that was close to me that would call or talk to me or whatever, I'd say, you got to get this book and master it. And then after several days of me going through it and then having many of the female colleagues and friends and family members that were reading it coming back to me, I started thinking how they would be thinking when they saw all the man talk, even though he's just speaking of it generically. I said, well, what if we own a publishing company? What if we went in and did the update of the book, and we went and studied all the laws and what we could and couldn't do? We got, legal advice, all this type of things. And we said, hey, you know what? We have the opportunity to utilizing our publishing company to bring a special universal edition, remove all of the masculinity out of the book, make it where it's both man and woman. So men and women, make it to where everybody would be embracing it, even children. So go to that link, mybook.to/SOGR. SOGR stands for Science of Getting Rich. And get 10 other people. Get 12 other people, but at least 10 other people that will get a copy of the book. It's 99 cents right now. And that's going to get you the pre-order so that when it's released on the 15th, you'll get a notice that, okay, now it's available for you.
Automatically Amazon will deliver you to the yeah, and that day you will get that charge either. So like also, so you don't have to worry about paying 99 cents now. It's going to be everything on the 15. You will get it automatically in your tablet or in your phone or in the Kindle, whatever, and you start reading it because it's going to change your life. And not just you, all those that are around you are gonna get impacted. Because like when I read it, it's like your mind is so much into those thoughts that you start catching things that you was doing so quick because he make it so easy. So and you're catching like the people around you doing those things, so you're able to tell them, hey, we need to step in the same platform. Let's do this, and we can change families, and we can help others. Like Wallace de Waddle said, what's the best way to help the poor is us getting rich. But the rich that he's talking about is not just money. It's not just money. It's just that happiness. What really we have in our heart is what is going to bring out to us from us.
I watched this, and I will end with this. I watched this with our own son because and by the way, we will be coming out with the audio book. So everybody's saying, "Oh, you got that?" It's already done. So the ebook is done. The physical copy is done. The audio book is done. It's what we do is we get it done, and then we put it through all of the editing and making sure. So it's done. Now it's getting all of this stuff, and it will come out in the future. Right now, you get the ebook, then the physical book, and then you'll be able to get the opportunity for the audio book. But I was listening to the audio book, and our son, we watched him change before our eyes. Not just, I'm talking about change and get stronger and better. Because Chill, he's 7 years old now. So kids, naturally, parents, y'all help me with this. No matter what you do and give to a kid, they always want some more. And it's hard for them to be satisfied because they're growing and it's easy for them to get bored. We let Kai listen to this with us. And all of a sudden, any of that boredom or dragging, sometimes you see a little kid kind of moping or whatever, they can just be kind of silly, right? You know how kids act. He stopped all that. And we started asking him, hey, you're doing so much better. He was like, I'm thinking in a certain way. He started telling us, I'm starting to think right. Like what I heard Mr. Waddle say. What's the power of that? To have your children say to you, Mom, Dad, I'm thinking right. What can we do with childhood depression, anxiety, especially coming out of this COVID stuff? What about people that are really down and out? Help them think in a positive way. You remove all room. See, whenever you are get down, there's some fear there. This book teaches how to get rid of fear. So I'll end with this. We want you to think the way you want to think, which is to think truth, no matter what physical appearance is happening right now. So we all go through tough times. We all go through tough challenges. We've been going through craziness for a couple of years. But how are we happy? How are we so happy still? Because no matter what the physical appearance is, the book teaches you to think truth no matter what. And by impressing that thought on what's called the formless substance that created all things. So everything you see, you're going to look at it from a whole different perspective, because you're going to realize that everything is interconnected throughout the entire universe. And that power that created everything is accessible to you because it was not all used up in creation. So Lena, any parting words?
I just want to say thank you to all those that came today and those that are going to see the recording. We are really, really excited, and we are really honored that we was able to bring this project up and into life and do this updated edition, because it really, the world needs to have this. And even though it was there in the archive of Amazon or libraries, it's good for have a new beginning again of this book. and for everybody to be able to change other people's life and their life too. So get your book. Make sure you grab that copy today, pre-order. And if you have any trouble with the link, you just go into your Amazon, go into a browser. You cannot download from the app on Amazon because that app don't support purchase of books. But you will be able to grab your ebook from a browser if you just have to type it and put the name of the company and YB Publishing. But grab this link now and make sure you get your physical on the 15th.
Yeah. If you get that link, share it, get at least 10 other people, 99 cents. It's a big global project. We're going to take a piece of everything we do. We're going to give it to incredible causes.
Yes.
You know, we've got orphans to be able to help. We've got battered women in children's shelters. We've got abused animal organizations. We got elders, you know, like senior citizens that need help. We're taking a portion. So 99 cents, some of that's going towards those causes. Get 10 other people to just grab that link so that you can say, I made an impact and I'm part of the movement. Everyone that gets a copy, you're part of the movement. And make sure you stay plugged in. We'll be giving QR codes for you to be able to get access to these incredible trainings. I want to make sure you understand where you can get that. Make sure that you're part of the list over there at getsogr.com, getsogr.com. Watch the 5-minute video that we put together. We properly are introducing to the world Wallace D. Wattles. We're taking the mantle, we're taking it, and we're going to run with it. We love you guys. Y'all know, many of you that's been talking with us and sharing with us over the years, you know who we are. You know how we do it. And now we're going to do it in a much, much more powerful and impactful way like I don't believe the world's ever seen. And you get an opportunity to come along the journey with us. We thank you. We love you. Mwah! Talk to you soon on this incredible tour of the Science of Getting Rich, MYB Special Universal Edition. Bye-bye.